Morning guys, it's 9:15 on a nice sunny Wednesday morning. I'm stood outside the west gate of Winchester Cathedral and I'm just about to start the Clarendon walk. Got an 18 kilo pack on my back, so it's going to take me quite a while. I'm not in any rush, just out to enjoy the walk, enjoy the views. And have a nice time. Okay, I haven't done much filming so far because far too many dog walkers around, and I was desperate for a wee ever since I've left the cathedral. So I've now relieved myself, and she obviously didn't want to watch on video. And on the first climb of the day, up through this little copse of trees. So far, quite a nice walk through the water meadows. A few city streets to negotiate, which is a bit boring, but we're sort of going up this little bit. We've got a tiny bit more urban area, and then we'll be up near Oliver's Mount, or wherever it's called, shortly. So far so good. Packs, although heavy, it's not too bad, albeit my legs are saying, oh, I'm not used to this, but hopefully as the day goes on they will get used to it. Took a while to get across that road. Busy old traffic. Still in this wooded area. It's bigger than I thought. But at least this bit's peaceful, and it's not city centre roads. Anyone for a game of golf? Got to walk through a golf course here, so I don't suppose it's very popular. Oh. Well, I'm on the old Roman road, on Sarum Road I think it is, somewhere near Crabwood House. It's 11:05, so nearly been going 2 hours. I'm actually really starting to feel it right at the tops of my thighs, around my pelvis. So I'm going to have to readjust the pack slightly. Perhaps I've got too much weight onto my hips. yeah, I'm now finally out into the countryside. It's taken me a lot longer to get out of Winchester than I thought it would, but hopefully in a few hundred yards there's a picnic area in the woods, so hopefully I can have a sit down for 5 minutes and have a cup of coffee and readjust things. But yeah, not so far so good. Hi, where are we? We're just on the edge of Little West Woods. I've just have to stop, take a couple of ibuprofen because the pain in my pelvis is got worse, which I'm a little bit surprised about, annoyed about. I mean, it's only 5 weeks I think since I got back from the Pembrokeshire coast. I can't have lost that much muscle conditioning in that short space of time, so we just have to work through the pain. The rest of me feels fine. I've adjusted the pack slightly, so I hope that we'll be all right. But it's lovely up here. So this is Farley Mount. And if you can read that, underneath lies buried a horse, the property of Paulet St John, that in the month of September 1733 leaped into a chalk pit 25 feet deep, a fox hunting, with his master on his back. And in October 1734 he won the Hunter's Plate on Worthy Downs, and was rowed by his owner and entered into the name Beware the Chalk Pit. There are some pretty fantastic views from up here. Over in the distance there, I don't know if you can hear me, you can just about make out the Spinnaker Tower, Portsmouth. Don't know if this will pick it up or not. Allegedly, you can see 5 counties from up here. I spoke to one of the Hampshire countryside wardens earlier. Yeah. Fortunately, there's a few trees in the way, but walking round, could do with cutting these trees down really. That'll be Wiltshire in the distance over there. And then all the way round and up there in that direction there'll be Berkshire. And in the very far distance, just about, you've probably got a bit of West Sussex. just had a lunch at the Crown in King Somborne. I had the brie ploughmans and a couple of pints of Ringwood Best Bitter. So I feel slightly rejuvenated, ready to hit the road again. See how far we get. We're going to certainly aim to get as far as Broughton and see how much further we can get beyond there. Right, this is the junction of the Clarendon Way, Monarch's Way, Testway. It's all very confusing because you have a little sign here that says private, no through road, and it's very easy to miss the sign, which I did. But thankfully there's another couple up ahead of me who did exactly the same, and they were turning around to come back and find it, and so we've managed to rectify a mistake without walking too far. But yeah, well worth noting. Okay, it's 3:25. I'm halfway between, well, I don't know how you pronounce them, Houghton and Broughton I think is how you pronounce them, but I might be wrong. It's quite a good byway, this path, whatever it is. Sort of a hardcore track, should we say. Yeah, suddenly had a bit of a loss of energy, so I've just taken on board some calories just to aid me for the last little bit. Hang on, there's a car coming. Oh, let's get out of the way for this car. Yeah, so the hips are still aching, but they're not stopping me as such. They're just not very comfortable. But yeah, I'm gonna head for Broughton. Probably have another pint or two in the tally-ho at Broughton if it's open, and then head up onto the hill just beyond Broughton, see if I can find a spot to wild camp for the night. So we're just about dropping down into Broughton. It's quite a nice view from here, and somewhere up there I think is where I'm going to try and wild camp tonight. I think it's up there somewhere. It's one of these hills, not quite sure which one, but anyway, we're going to head into Broughton if the pub's still open, have a couple of beers, maybe something to eat, I don't know, and then head off up into the hills about 5:05. Situation update. It's 10 to 6. I've spent a very enjoyable hour and a bit in the pub. Met many of the locals. It was great, actually, if I'm honest with you. Great to go into a pub where on some Wednesday evening and so many local drinkers, not people in for food, but drinkers popped into the pub. The landlord and the landlady chatted, and I chatted to various people, and I tell you what, I could have stayed in there all night. As it was, I drank far too much because I had 4 pints in that short space of time. But anyway, the only trouble was my right hip has virtually seized up. So I'm now walking up the hill out of Broughton, and I am struggling every inch. So I'll get to the top, but I'll say it's agony. It's probably a bit of an over, but it's incredibly painful. But yeah, that was actually a thoroughly enjoyable hour and a half spent in the pub. I was rather hoping the alcohol would massage the effects of any aches and pains, but unfortunately it hasn't touched it. But we'll keep going, we've not got far, and hopefully we can find somewhere to camp in a minute. Well, quick product review on Expedition Foods. What was it? Chicken tikka with rice. As you can see, it's a bit dark now. It was edible, filled a hole. What I would say is your instructions leave a little bit to be desired. It just says open it up, add water, stir well and leave it. It doesn't say how much water to add. Obviously you want to add hot water, but it didn't actually say that, and it didn't say how long you should leave it for. So yeah, I think your instructions could be a little bit better, but as I say, it filled a hole. So yeah, not altogether too bad. You can't really see on this, but the sunset has been quite spectacular as I've sat eating this. There we go, there's me. Yeah, so a quick recap on the day. It's been quite a nice walk. Obviously the weather's been fantastic. I've struggled with my hip. That's particularly the right one. So whether the pack's unbalanced with the weight or what, I really don't know, because I've never had this issue before. Yeah, previously I've had the issue of weight through the shoulders, but all the weight must be going through my hips, and it's almost as soon as I put the pack on this morning I felt it. And that last walk up the hill to this where I'm now camping was almost pure agony. So I only hope that when I get up in the morning I'm not going to be absolutely rock solid with muscle fatigue. But it's been a thoroughly enjoyable walk, and according to the landlady of the Talio Inn in Broughton, the best bit's still to come, so let's hope so. Anyway, I'm not sure if we're going to chat later or not, but if not, then that's it for now. Morning everybody, it's 20 to 8 now in the morning. I've literally just packed up camp. Reasonable night's sleep. Got a few aches and pains this morning, mostly around my groin area from the troubles I had with the pelvic muscles last night. So but anyway, yeah, all packed up just to show you that leave no trace. There's the camp site, apart from a tiny bit of flattened grass, nothing else to be seen. It's a foggy day. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but hopefully that'll clear in a bit. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, what is it? It's 9 o'clock, so I've been going about an hour and a quarter. I'm really struggling this morning. Really struggling. My pelvis is incredibly painful. Anyway, by my reckoning, I've literally just come to the county boundary. So we're just crossing over into Wiltshire. There's no official markings to suggest that you're doing so, but yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what's happening. Oh, in fact, yes, there is something here. We have a footpath sign with WCC on it. So anyway, quite nice round here. Right, I'm now between West Winterslow and Pitton. The mist is slowly beginning to lift, and there's a faint glow in the sky. I'm not sure if the sun's going to completely break through or not. As I said before, I am really struggling, walking a bit, having to sit down, walk a bit further, sit down. On the downhills it's fine, on the flat it's manageable, but going uphill is agony. So I'm going to walk to Pitton, which should probably take me 20 minutes, and there's a bus that's going to arrive in Pitton not long after that, and I'll make a decision there and then whether to call it quits or to try and soldier on a bit further. Then it's obvious, once I've committed myself beyond that bus stop, then I've got to finish the walk because there are no other buses to catch. Anyway, so we'll keep going for a bit and see how we get on. Okay, situation update. As you can see, I'm not on a bus. I stopped at the Silver Plough at Pitton and took them up of offer of coffee and cake. Sat down for 20-25 minutes. I've decided to try and soldier on. It is absolute agony, but I've got less of a distance to do than what I've already done today. So it's still only, what, 11:30 now, so if it takes me all day, then it takes me all day. But we'll carry on for the time being anyway. The mist has lifted, but it's a dull day, so there's not exactly spectacular views, but if I do see any, then I'll try and film some. We're now in Clarendon woods. Lovely and peaceful. So we've just come to Clarendon Palace. Gonna have a wander around it. But the best news of all is we've now got our first view of Salisbury Cathedral in the distance. So there you have the only real remains of the palace. And then you have its guardians. Little herd of, I'm not sure if they're alpacas or llamas, but doing a good job of keeping the grass down. Just having a stop, replenish some salts and quick cup of coffee and rest my hip for one sort of hopefully final push. We've come out of Clarendon Estate. We've now just got to go down to Milford Farm and then get up Milford Hill and then down the other side and into Salisbury city centre. So hopefully won't need to stop again, although I suspect I might have to have a rest on Milford Hill, because as I said before, flats and downhill are just about okay, but going uphill is absolute purgatory. So So there it is in all its glory, Salisbury Cathedral. Am I glad to see you? Absolutely bleep, 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 bleep. I never thought I'd get here, so I'm dead chuffed that I did. I just got to sit down for 5 minutes and then we'll walk up a little bit closer to it. But yeah, oh dear me, so chuffed to have reached the destination.